Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Kelvin here. So just in case you're not aware, crypto isn't always about buying high and selling low. Or sorry, I mean buy low, sell high. If you look deep enough, you'll find all kinds of ways to earn money in crypto. And one of the best examples is Anchor Protocol, where you can earn a godlike 20% interest a year. With that 20%, you're already beating the S&P 500 and getting the same kinds of returns as Warren Buffett himself. However, recently, Anchor is starting to face some trouble. So, in this video, I want to explain what's Anchor Protocol, how it can give such a high return, then I will talk about what trouble is it facing, and whether it's safe to put your money in Anchor Protocol or not. But before I start, I would greatly appreciate it if you can help to tap the like button. In return, I will show you a cute puppy. Alright, let's start right now. Okay, let's first talk about what's Anchor Protocol. If you look at the white paper, Anchor is a decentralized savings protocol offering low volatile use on Terra stablecoin deposits. If you catch no balls and don't know what it just said, don't worry, I also don't understand. But here's a much simpler explanation. Anchor Protocol is a savings and lending platform. So just think of it like a bank where you can put your money in and earn some interest. In this case, it's a godlike 20% interest, unlike some CB low interest that our bank have. Then on the other side, people can borrow their money and use it to YOLO whatever stuff that they want, like maybe buy Irene NFT. However, the most impressive part about Anchor Protocol is that it's not just some random crypto project like Neko Inu. If you look at DefiLlama, Anchor is ranked number 7 with a total value lot of 11.5 billion in it. In case you can't visualize what's $11.5 billion, basically with $11.5 billion, you can easily buy 30 entire orchard condos and still have leftover money to feed 18 generations of your descendants for the rest of their lives. Now, naturally, whenever someone hears about Anchor Protocol for the first time, their reaction is like, wow, 20% interest, is it a scam? Well, yes, but no. Let me show you how Anchor comes up with their 20% interest. Let's start from the expense side. Here, we can see that there's about $11.4 billion total deposits, and the interest is at 19.5%. This means that every year, they will need to pay out a godlike $2.23 billion worth of interest. Now, where did they get the money? Magic. Just kidding. There are two parts to this. First, they charge interest to borrowers. We can see that there's about $2.8 billion being borrowed, and the interest for borrowing is at 11.69%. But why would anyone borrow at this interest rate? Are they crazy? Not really. Here's why. Let's say they borrow $10,000. First, they'll be able to stake the USD to earn 19.5% interest. Second, when they borrow, they'll get paid 8.72% in Anchor Crypto. Yes, Anchor Crypto hasn't been doing so well lately, but you can stake the Anchor Crypto to earn 8.8% interest or put it in the Anchor USD liquidity pool to earn 7.64% interest. So, in short, the reason people are willing to borrow at such a high interest rate is because they can earn more money on it. Okay, back to how Anchor makes money. With $2.8 billion being borrowed and a 11.69% borrowing interest, Anchor is earning $328 million interest every year. But here's the thing, when people want to borrow money, they can't just borrow money like that. Otherwise, people can just take the money and run away into the sunset. Instead, they need to provide collateral when borrowing. You can provide either Luna or ETH as collateral. Currently, there's about $4.3 billion worth of Luna being staked and $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum being staked. Then, rather than letting the collateral sit there and do nothing like a lazy bum, Anchor takes the collateral and earns interest on it. For example, Luna's interest is 6.67% on Terra Station and ETH interest on Lido is 3.9%. Okay, let's put all of this into a Google Sheet to see how much Anchor is earning. Because math. Here, you can see that in total, they are paying out $2.2 billion in interest. They are earning $328 million in interest when people borrow UST. Then, they are earning $285 million on the B Luna collateral and $56 million on the B Ethereum collateral. As it turns out, they are losing a godlike $1.5 billion a year. Oh, 20% doesn't sound so sustainable after all. But no worries, because Anchor has something called U Reserve. So if ever Anchor is not earning enough money to pay, they will use the money from their reserve to pay instead. And as you might imagine, their U reserve has been dropping like grapes.
Drop. I can feel it.
On January 27, the U reserve had only $35 million left, and they will run out of money within 20 days. This wasn't the case previously. all along, Anchor was actually earning enough money to pay for 20% interest. Then, in the first week of December, suddenly the total deposits increased. Why? That's because in December, crypto markets had a flash crash because paper handlers will always be paper handlers. Many crypto investors and apes decided to take on less risk by moving their money into Anchor protocol to earn a stable POMPP 20% interest. In the end, Anchor had too many deposits and too few people borrowing. As a result, their U reserves quickly ran out of money. And when it runs out, just kidding, nothing bad will happen to your money. It's still there. The worst case scenario is that you just won't earn any interest. So, on February 17, Anchor top up another $450 million, making the U reserve go back up to $507 million. But I know, this is just a temporary solution because Anchor is still slowly losing money. The U reserve has already dropped from $507 million down to $391 million. And from my estimates, they will run out of money in 91 days by June 2022. Then how? Top up more money? No, that will be counterproductive. So there's actually 3 solutions to this. The first solution is a tiered system. Basically, instead of giving 20% to everyone, they can give different interest depending on how much Anchor crypto that you earn. But then again, Anchor's goal is to make it simple for everyone. So this solution wasn't accepted. Second solution, they can actually reduce a super duper high 20% interest to a more sustainable level. From my calculations, the break-even interest is around 6%. As it turns out recently, they just passed a dynamic earn rate. With this change, if the U reserve is going up, interest will increase by 1.5%. And if the U reserve is going down, the interest will decrease by 1.5%, which is actually good because it will be much more sustainable now. Finally, third solution, Anchor's V2 borrow model. So right now, Anchor can only accept Luna and ETH as collateral. With this new solution, they can add new collaterals like mSol and LunaX quickly. So just in case you're not familiar with these cryptos, basically to get mSol, you can go to Marinate Finance and stake Solana to earn about 6.2% interest. After you stake, you will receive mSol in return. Just think of mSol as a receipt for staking your Solana. You can do whatever you want with the mSol. You want to stake it to earn 11.26% interest? Can. You want to put it in mSol liquidity pool to earn 5.1% interest? Can also, no problem. So what this means for Anchor is that people who own stuff like mSol, LunaX can use it to borrow USD to earn even more interest. As you might imagine, this will incentivize many people to use Anchor, and it will be a good solution to Anchor's problem. So does this mean that you can put your savings and your AMA savings into Anchor protocol and earn the 20% interest risk-free money? No. There are obviously risks to doing this. First, rug pull. The same thing as what Neko Inu did the other day. When you put money into Anchor, the money is with Anchor, and they can easily take the money and run away into the sunset. DeFi rug pulls is super duper common, with $2.8 billion stole in just 2021. But luckily, the chances of this happening in Anchor is almost zero, because the team behind Anchor is well known. Anchor is built by a South Korean company called Terraform Labs, which also built another online payment service, Chai, which is used by a lot of people. On top of that, they have raised quite a bit of money from investors, so Anchor looks quite legit. But even if you don't trust the company, Anchor Protocol's code is all online, so you can go check it if you want, if you even know how to. But if you don't know how, it's fine, because their code has already gone through 3 audits. So in short, Anchor most likely won't rug pull your money. But then a bigger risk is platform hack. This is usually caused by bugs in the code. And again, this is very common. In 2021, $1.3 billion was stolen due to platform hacks. Now, to reduce the chances of being hacked, Anchor has a bug bounty program where if you find a bug for them, they will pay you up to $50,000. They'll be like, you can't hack us if we hack ourselves first. But this doesn't guarantee that there won't be any bugs. There will still be a small chance that a bug exists. And if hackers found a bug, you will lose everything. You cry also no use. That is USD depegging. So USD is just another stable coin like USDC or USDT. But instead of being backed by real US dollars, USD is an algorithmic stable coin. And what's behind USD is Luna. If USD drops, Luna will be burnt to mint USD to make it go back up to $1. Or if USD goes up, USD will be burnt to redeem Luna. Now, this works like 99.9% of the time. In the 0.1%, USD did lose its peg. In May, when Luna suddenly crashed by over 80%, USD lost its peg and dropped to 0.919. But luckily, it went back up to $1. Meanwhile, another stablecoin called Iron wasn't so lucky. It was being backed by USDC and Titan. And when Titan price crashed, many paper handlers quickly sold Titan, which caused Iron to lose its peg. Due to this, many people lost money, including the billionaire Mark Cuban. He's definitely one of the eights. But luckily, the chance of this happening to USD is small. The only thing that will cause USD to depeg is when many people try to sell at the same time. And as we have seen so far, this has not happened because USD is a much more mature crypto. But even so, small chance doesn't mean no chance. If you really want to protect yourself against this risk, you can actually buy insurance to protect yourself. So, should you use Anchor to earn interest? It's totally up to you. But if you really want to use it knowing that there's a chance of losing your money. Personally, I'm staking about 10k in Anchor for a few months now. But this is my war chest money. If I need extra money to buy stocks, I'll just withdraw the money from Anchor. Anyway, if you want a tutorial on how to use Anchor, I've already done a video for that, which you can check it out here if you want. But do comment down below, are you using Anchor to earn that sweet 20% interest, or would you rather stay far away? Like, share, and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.